What's good, YouTube? Hey, everybody, it's your boy Jason Blaha here. The Coth with the Moth. Thought I would do some current events for you guys. So let me give you guys a forearm shot first. Okay, there's only one piece of news in the fitness world, and I'm not doing many of these. The reason I decided to cover this one with Stefi Cohen is a couple reasons. Number one, several people asked me to. Number two, I have previously been a fan of her work. I have not really seen what she's done lately. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't kept up with her. I have in the past acknowledged her expertise, her strength, okay, and generally said that I like what she does. I've been a fan of what she does years ago. And that doesn't really change. I feel like she brought some interesting things to the table. All right, obviously very genetically gifted, obviously very heavily enhanced, but the fact of the matter is, multifaceted athlete who has competed in multiple sports, then breaks world records in powerlifting and then goes on to compete in other sports. Okay, that's a true athlete, right? You can't take that away from her. Now, that being said, there are allegations. She's obviously been arrested. Now, what I want to state here, a lot of people are kind of throwing her under the bus, and I get it. These are serious allegations. And if they are true, yeah, it does not paint a good picture at all. However, in all fairness, a lot of people get charged with things that they are found innocent of. That happens. We have a system in place in America, and our justice system is founded upon the idea that you are innocent until you're proven guilty. So until we really see the evidence, I don't think it's fair for people to jump up and say, oh, she's done these things for sure. Okay. Now, not saying it doesn't look pretty bad, because again, if she is guilty, it is pretty bad. And at least where I live, it's a very, very serious offense because it's a potential sex offense, right? So what has she been accused of being doing? Again, this is alleged. I'm not saying that it's fact. So we need to understand that difference. But apparently, what she has been charged with, to my understanding from what I have read in the media, is she took her ex-boyfriend, I believe, and I'm not going to state this fact, I believe, my understanding, she took his laptop, her ex-boyfriend, used it to, I guess, hack into like his social media or his cloud, and found nude photographs of his new current girlfriend, and then shared those photographs. Okay. But I'm not sure the exact law of where she's at on it in the state, but I know in Texas, that kind of falls under like revenge porn. You cannot share sexually explicit images of a person without their permission where I live. Like you could, I believe it's a felony here. And from what I'm understanding, it might be a felony where she lives also. If it's true, that's pretty messed up, right? Because it's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to get angry at my ex-boyfriend or whatever, but you're going in, you're hacking stuff. It's already bad enough, but then you're throwing another person under the bus on top of it, okay? It's one thing to say, hey, I'm upset with a person, okay? I'm angry at this person for whatever reason, but to bring their other loved ones into it, or someone that they're then dating, as the object of your attack, I think most people can agree, look, that's messed up. Look, if you have a beef with somebody, you don't go after other people who are in their lives because you have a beef with someone. I don't care what you're angry about. I don't care how bad what they did is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if they're the most evil person on the face of the earth. It's not right to take other people in their lives and attack them for it. And I think any remotely decent person will agree that that's wrong, okay? They'll agree that that's wrong. Just like I told people in the past when this stuff has come up on YouTube, like I had beefs in the past with Alex Leonidas or whatever. Then people went after and harassed his sister, okay, because whatever, they had a beef with him. Okay, that's a problem. And I got up and publicly disavowed that. And I said, hey, no, dude, that's not cool. If you're one of my fans and you're doing this, that is not cool. You need to stop doing that. It's not right. You don't involve other people because they're in the lives of someone you don't like. Okay? And then on top of that, committing multiple crimes to do it. So, I mean, that's not just a serious moral obligate thing. It's not just a criminal thing. It's also a morality thing, because obviously the law doesn't always dictate what's right and wrong. I think most of us understand that. Our personal morals and ethics are going to sometimes differ from what's in the law. And that's just the way that things are. But in this case, that if that is true, that is pretty reprehensible, right? It's pretty reprehensible behavior. But apparently enough evidence is there that they've charged her with it. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But then what made it worse, she's also apparently been charged with resisting arrest and I think assaulting the police officer. So when they went to arrest her, she evaded arrest. She resisted arrest. Again, not saying it's true, but that is what the police are saying happened there. In this case, it's not like they've done this with someone who, they're just trying to throw an extra charge at someone. They're doing this as someone who has a reputation. They have a doctorate. I mean, she's a doctor at this point, right? She's got her PhD, her doctorate, all that stuff. This is someone who is a world record holding athlete, a professional athlete with a big fan base. So it's kind of a big deal for them to make that accusation. So again, it doesn't look good, because probably they're not going to charge her with something like that unless the police officer felt she really did it and he had evidence, because they know that she's got enough money to sue them for it. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's a lot of times, police may do stuff like that to someone who really can't fight back. But when you have someone who's got a solid income, a good reputation, big outreach, money, I don't think they make those sort of charges lightly, because they know if they're found innocent of that, they are going to sue the heck out of you. And that's another reason I would tell people, out there with an accusation like that, don't just jump on that and say she's guilty when you don't know, because that's a person who has enough money to sue you, and they have a valid grounds for a lawsuit. So just be aware of that, guys, for the people who are jumping up and screaming that she's guilty. Be careful of that, because if it turns out she really isn't, this is someone who could make it stick if they choose to sue you over it. So just something to be aware of. But I thought I would share it because, again, I have endorsed her work in the past. I've admitted I'm a fan of her work. I'm a fan of her, at least historically. I've not kept up with what she's done. So because of that, and because I've done that on this channel, I thought I would at least address it because I've been asked about it. So for anyone who isn't aware, that's my understanding of what's going on. But again, we need to be clear. This is an accusation and a charge. It is not a finding of guilt. So we need to step back. And I would say to people, step back, let the justice system work, and see how it pans out, before you jump to conclusions. But yes, obviously, if it is really true, it's pretty dang bad. But we haven't seen the evidence personally. I haven't, you haven't. So step back, let the system work, and let's see what happens. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.